Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. After a long wait, I'm finally back with another Star Wars Rebels reaction. This is Season 2, Episode 10 of the show, entitled The Future of the Force. I like that title, by the way. So a couple days ago on my community tab on my YouTube channel, I made a post about what episodes of Rebels should I react to, because the last thing I reacted to for the show was the two-parter, The Siege of Lothal, the opening of Season 2. And my reaction to Part 2 of The Siege of Lothal came out February 14th, 2020, so a little over a year ago at this point. And so people are listing off certain things, certain episodes, and then some people are saying react to the whole show. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time, unfortunately, due to a full-time job and that's what I'm doing for the channel. I just can't do it. I mean, I would, but it's a lot of time. Then people started saying all of the Ahsoka episodes, which I'm like, that's better. That's better. Because the unfortunate thing about this is there's a number of things that happen in the show that I actually know about beforehand just because people were posting about it on Twitter and stuff. But I don't know the context. I don't know when it's going to happen. And there's things that I don't actually know that's going to happen in the show. I have no clue. So it's pretty much still kind of a mystery in a sense, even though I know some of the things that are supposed to happen. Don't know when, don't know the context, all that kind of stuff. So for me, I'm enjoying the show as it is. I mean, there's certain things that have happened on the show that, of course, in the reaction, I heard about Vader and all that kind of stuff beforehand, but it's still amazing to see him in the Siege of Lothal and all that kind of stuff. And certain things that happened already past the point of the two-parter Siege of Lothal that I had heard about and that happened, and I'm like, okay, it was still cool to see it. So for me, I mean, yes, I know some stuff, but at the same time, I'm still enjoying the process of the show. Like, context is everything. That's how I'm viewing it. So for me, it's still a reaction because there are certain things that have happened I had no idea that was happening. So, you know, it is what it is. But I heard this is a really good episode and Ahsoka's in it, and so I'm excited. I'm excited as fuck for it. So I'm gonna stop rambling, guys. Let's get into it and see what this episode is all about. The Future of the Force, Episode 10, Season 2 of Star Wars Rebels. Let's go.
We need to get out of here. I'm afraid it's been canceled. This fortunate happened to carry a cargo of great interest to us.
There she is. Yay.
It's unexpected. Don't get me wrong, it's always good to see you, but usually it means there's trouble.
What I have to say is Jedi business. I managed to decode 2 sets of coordinates. I'm on my way to investigate the first one.
And you want me to check out the second? He's already briefed on the mission.
That was good. He knew he was listening. That's that ship from the beginning, I think. Yeah. They killed everybody on that ship, basically?
Grandchild. They took her.
The Red Blades. Too late. It's that baby. Save the baby.
After we get the baby, we'll be with you.
Really? Blow up the ship now. There's a baby in there. Doesn't matter. Blow it up.
What do they want with their child?
I don't know. Why? That one's all yours.
That one's all yours. He's like, damn it. Aw.
That's her baby.
It's so cute. You might want to get off the street. Yeah, he was a decoy. You better start running now.
Zep, get back now!
She's laughing. She's like, you got tricked.
I can't. He's terrified because he senses your fear.
How can he sense my fear?
Because he's strong with the Force. Oh, I should have seen it. The Inquisitors are after this kid because they're like you, Ezra. They're afraid the children could grow up to become Jedi.
Ah. Yeah, I was like, he's hearing it. Yeah. Careful. Yeah, I was about to say, they're not out of the woods yet. He's really good at doing that. My God. Ugh. She could have easily chopped him in half at that point. Oh. Oh my fucking God. Oh shit. Mm-mm-mm. Holy shit.
But not unwelcome. Ezra, get the youngling to the ship.
Oh shit. This is good. Man, she's so good. Kicking ass, taking names. Ooh. What?
It looks like you are the one that is
Ooh. Can you imagine if she killed herself at that point?
They're force sensitive. I've seen this before. A Sith Lord attempted the same thing back in the Clone Wars, but the Jedi Order stopped him.
And now there's no Jedi Order to protect them.
Yeah. Fuck. God damn it, Ezra. There you have it, guys. Star Wars Rebels Season 2, Episode 10, The Future of the Force. I really enjoyed this episode. I really did. And it kind of makes sense because regardless of what's happening in the galaxy, there are children going to continue to be born that are Force sensitive. It is what it is. So it makes sense that the Inquisitors are sent out by Vader to pick up these children, regardless of what they have to do. They have to get these children. I'm guessing to turn them into Inquisitors. I'm not really sure, or something more dark, killing them, but they weren't killing them outright. They were taking them. So my guessing is making them Inquisitors or turning them to the dark side. Like, as infants, they have no other way of thinking. Like, they're not raised by their parents and then they're taken as a teen or something, and then they're forcibly turned to the dark side. And they could turn at some point because they were raised a certain way. So it makes sense that this is what's happening here. And I like the fact that Ahsoka was in the mix here too, about how she was decoding certain locations and trying to figure out what's going on with the Inquisitors. And more references to Vader and bringing him up, saying, you know, our master is like, well, I guess your master's going to have to wait. I'm like, Anakin. Of course, and Plagueis as well. Not Plagueis. Why the fuck did I say Plagueis? Sidious. God damn it. It's too early in the morning. It is too early in the morning. My mind is just racing now after seeing this episode. Because there were so many interesting things they were doing here about, like, covering this topic. Because they've done this before in Clone Wars. But it was nice to see it again because when you think about all of the remaining Jedi, and Ahsoka, of course, is not a Jedi, there's not many left. I mean, there has to be more than what they've shown in canon in terms of Star Wars that are remaining, but it's interesting that they covered this because it's basically implying that there is going to be a new beginning of potential Jedi out there, or just Force-sensitive people in general that could go either way, good or bad. So it was interesting to see that. Some good action here, and I had to look this up too because I wanted to make sure I didn't get this wrong. They said their names and wanted to verify. Fifth brother and seventh sister. We've seen them before. I like her because I really like the seventh sister even more. I don't know why, I just like her more. I like her design of her helmet or whatever, and I don't know, it's pretty awesome. And the fact that she is voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I'm pretty sure that is the she's married. I think to what's his name? Hold on. What happened here? And I believe she's married to Freddie Prinze Jr. I think that's correct. Who, of course, voices Kanan. The main thing that really took me by surprise and I fucking loved is the Ahsoka fight. Like, that was fantastic. She shows up, the doors are locked, she comes through, she takes both the Inquisitors out with hardly any, issue. But they really highlighted in the episode Ezra and Kanan struggling with the Inquisitors. Of course, Kanan was fighting them or whatever, and Ezra's trying to protect the child, and that really makes sense because Ezra has that connection where he can kind of, like, he can sense your fear. Like, how can he sense my fear? Because he's Force sensitive. He can feel it. He's an infant. He doesn't know. He just senses something's wrong, and so the baby's freaking out. So Ezra's trying to calm the baby down. It takes a lot of time. And as soon as he's able to calm the baby down is when, luckily, Kanan and Zeb show up to just basically fight the Inquisitors to take them away to get them off their scent. Chopper, I always like to see that character, Chopper. But back to the whole thing. I get sidetracked a lot. Sorry. Ahsoka, she wasn't as much as I wanted her to be in this episode because I just love seeing her character. I love her character so much. She's honestly one of my favorite characters of the entirety of the Star Wars universe. But her fight was fantastic. Just showing that Kanan and Ezra were struggling with the Inquisitors, she wasn't. And they also made another point again, right as they introduced her, or not introduced, but brought her back in this episode. We see her for the first time in the episode, you know, saying, well, I have Jedi business. Like, oh, well, I guess I qualify. It's like, yeah, you qualify more than I do because she's not a Jedi. But she'd mop the floor, wipe the fuck out of the Inquisitors. And I like how Seventh Sister was laughing. It's like, no, I think you're defeated. Like, no, you got your ass handed to you. And your fifth brother over there got his ass handed to him too by one person. Because, like, that was how, I guess, for them, it doesn't matter if it's a fair fight. Because, you know, with Kanan and Zeb can do some stuff, but Kanan is more of a threat, I think, to the Inquisitors than Zeb is. But they have 2 versus 1, basically, to Kanan. So, they don't care about a fair fight. It doesn't matter. Ahsoka was able to fight them both back like nothing. And that was very good. The ending of the episode, of course, with Seventh Sister's robot recording Ezra talking about where they're at, basically, where they're located. It's like, oh, you want to come live with us on here? It's like, fucking Ezra. Why'd you have to talk? Why'd you have to do that, man? Why? But it was fun watching this. There were some funny moments. I like the fact that Kanan just knows Ezra's always listening in because Ahsoka's like, you should take Ezra. It's like, he already knows. Hit the button. He falls to the floor. Because he was right outside listening in. So, he's not really good at hiding that too much. You know, I'm enjoying what the show is doing in terms of finding that balance between some darkness, some funny moments, some emotional moments, some high, fast-paced action and stuff. Like, they found a way to balance out a couple different tones to make the show what it is. Because when I think about Star Wars, The Clone Wars, and Rebels, there's a difference there. But there's definitely some dark moments. I mean, that opening with the Inquisitors showing up on the ship, and the woman holding the baby trying to run away, and Fifth Brother throws his saber, rolling through, and then it cuts, and it goes to the camera, and then cuts to Star Wars Rebels. They killed everybody on that ship. They didn't show it, but they killed basically everybody on that ship. Because we saw a bunch of people on that ship at the very beginning, and then when Ahsoka gets on that ship, it's all dark, no lights on. You can just tell everybody's dead. They ain't showing you, but they dead. So I like the fact that they're not shying away from doing that. Even though it's not shown on screen, the impact is still there. They just murdered a bunch of innocent people just to get a baby that's force sensitive. They have a mission, they're going to do what they have to do, and unfortunately that means killing people. Some dark stuff, but I like when shows get darker. I do, but that's just me personally. But what you guys think of the episode, The Future of the Force? It makes sense, the title now, The Future of the Force, because literally the future of the Force is these infants, these children that are being born now and later on within the timeline that are being born force sensitive. Now, I don't think any of these 2 babies we just saw are going to grow up to be anybody significant that we would know. Maybe. Could be wrong. But I just feel like it was just representation of that there are children going to be born regardless of what's happening in the world of like the Empire or whatever. These Inquisitors, Vader, it doesn't matter. Or Sidious. It doesn't matter. Like, there's still going to be children who continue to be born. And it makes sense they were trying to go after them. Because it's never going to stop. The Force just continues to give children the sense to basically have that ability to use the Force. So, why not use that to their advantage by trying to kidnap these children? So, I wonder if this is like a story they're going to continue to cover. I'm assuming they would, because it's a big change in their lives, essentially, where now, I mean, at the end of the episode, it's like, well, now I guess it's our turn. Because there's no Jedi Council to protect these kids. So it makes sense to have them, for them to protect them. Because there's no one else. So I'm assuming that we'll be seeing more of that, hopefully covered in some sort of capacity. So, anyways, what did you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comment section below, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.